Kristia Cavere. She's running in the 19th Congressional District. She has an excellent background in the Defense Department. She's also she also works with charities. And she's here to tell us about herself, introduce yourself, and then you're going to get 4 questions. Answer the questions, and then you're going to field questions from the crowd.
Okay, let's just talk briefly about my education and my work experience, and then my main political philosophy. And the main issues in this year's election, of course, is the economy. People want to focus on job creation. They want to focus on tax relief. They want to focus especially on how we can return the millions of jobs that we have lost to overseas labor markets. For 6 years, I was a senior financial analyst at one of the largest companies in Maryland. I worked in the executive offices. I was a senior financial analyst. Some of my responsibilities were budgets, financial forecasts and projections, investment analysis. When I get to Congress, I'll be one of the few who can actually read a balance sheet. It's kind of like a checkbook where you know that the money coming in is equal to the money going out. Clearly, the Congress that we have now has no clue how to do that. I also have a master's in defense and strategic studies. This is the only program of its kind in the country. It was located in the Washington, D.C. area, and I studied the military, economics, and diplomacy. For my main political philosophy, the slogan for my campaign is life, liberty, and security. And by life, I really mean 2 things. First, I believe in the sanctity of human life from the moment of conception.
That will get to the questions.
Oh, okay.
The positions will get to. I'd like to find out.
Okay, we'll get right to it. Why don't we just jump right into it?
Everybody's getting the same 4 questions,
Okay.
which are fairly basic but are indicative. Okay? Hopefully we won't run out of time. Again, you have an entrenched congressman in the 19th. What makes you think you can win?
We're at a very pivotal moment in American history right now. We have many people who are truly looking for a leader, and many people are really disenfranchised from the entrenched political establishment of both parties. I do not have any ties to Washington. I have accepted no corporate donations from any PACs or corporations. Nobody is ever going to own me. Right now, we need people who can unify the many different groups who have the same basic philosophy that the Tea Party movement has. We have Republicans, we have Libertarians, we have Conservatives, we have Independents, and of course we have the Tea Party people. In the 19th District, and in Rockland County, that only covers 2 towns, that's Stony Point and Haverstraw, there are 97,000 non-affiliated voters. We have to have somebody who is not afraid of going and reaching out to people and telling them who we are. I want to go to every single group imaginable. Every senior citizens group, every group for young mothers, every single group for veterans. Unfortunately, the far left has had academia, they've had the entertainment, they've had media for decades. Many people do not know what a fiscal conservative is. They do not know why capitalism will always be better than socialism or communism. We have to go to the people, we cannot be afraid, and we have to tell them who we are. I am not afraid to do that. My goal is to reach out to every single group in every single town in my district and to welcome them to our side.
What is your position on the various immigration problems facing the country?
I am strongly opposed to illegal immigration. My mother is an immigrant. She waited 11 years to come to this country legally from Germany. And although I can certainly empathize and am very sympathetic to all people who want to call America their home, however, the very first act of someone coming to our shores cannot be breaking the law. Here's an interesting fact. There is a group called 9/11 Families for a More Secure America. The head is a gentleman by the name of Ed Kowalski. He has sent letters to all the people running in the 19th District. I am the only one who agrees with all of their principles of securing our borders, of following federal law and ending illegal immigration. This is an issue that we must begin addressing. Neither party truly has had any adequate solutions. The truth is, we don't even know how many illegal immigrants are in the country right now. Some of the polls say, or stats say 20 million, some say 3 million. It is illogical to think that we can somehow deport them all. Just the resources this would involve would bankrupt America, I believe, or close to it. And we're already far past bankruptcy. I think what must occur, what is the easiest and truly the most tangible solution, is to start fining the big businesses who are hiring illegal immigrants. That is a federal law, and unfortunately, there were more businesses fined for hiring illegal immigrants under President Clinton than there were under President George W. Bush.
Okay, thank you. Now you're going to get to the other part that I stopped you at. What is your approach to the economy, and how would you deal with some of the massive debt, the unchecked spending, and job creation?
As far as taxes, my philosophy is very simple, and certainly on my platform, I believe in capping the income tax at 15%. I believe in capping corporate tax at 15%, and I believe in eliminating capital gains tax. There's a great quote that I like from Ron Paul, where he says, if 10% of my money is good enough for God, it should be more than adequate for the federal government. As far as spending, I believe that spending at all levels, local, state, and national, is out of control and must be reined in now. We need people such as myself, who've had many years of working on budgets, to go through and eliminate the waste, eliminate the duplication, eliminate all the programs that, however good intentions they may have begun, have been a disaster. As far as job creation, eliminating many of these excess taxes and certainly lowering taxes is really only the first step. But until we address the issue of the millions of jobs that we have lost to cheap overseas labor markets such as China, we will never be able to bring back jobs to American shores. There are more Fortune 500 companies in Texas right now than there are in New York, because New York is so anti-business. That is disgraceful. That absolutely has to change. We need tax relief immediately. We need to offer incentives for businesses who are keeping jobs in New York, who are keeping jobs in America. And we have to address the very unfair trade practices that have allowed more companies to offshore their jobs, that have allowed companies to move overseas. Our workers are not able to compete on an even playing field. Since 2001 and the entry of China into the World Trade Organization, throughout America, we have lost 75% of our manufacturing jobs. Neither party is addressing these issues. Neither party is addressing these disparities in trade law. That is really something that I am very focused on. Fixing addressing our economic issues is my first priority. It's lowering taxes, but it's also creating business incentives to keep businesses in America, to remain in New York, and fixing these trade laws to allow our American workers to compete on an even playing field with all the workers of the world.
Last of the official questions, what is your position on abortion?
I believe that life begins at conception, and I believe that the sanctity of human life must be protected from conception through natural death. I will always oppose abortion, and I will always oppose any state or federal money that goes towards the abortion industry. This is not just an issue about a woman's choice. This is an issue about personal responsibility. When we begin saying that babies in the womb do not matter, that they're inconvenient, when is it going to stop? We see this now with Obamacare, people who are elderly. We see this in England now. We know what socialized medicine has done to other countries. Every single country has decreased the quality of life. It's decreased people's choices. The issue is not just about abortion. It is about respecting human life at all of its stages.